Hi, welcome back to Moose and Chemistry. This is Redox, Oxidation, Reduction, and Acidic Solution, problem number 9. So let's look at our new redox reaction in the acidic solution. We have H5O6 plus Cr yields IO3 negative plus Cr3. Now, the best way to do this in acidic solution is to break it into two half reactions. So let's go ahead and do that, all right? So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to take the Cr, and it's going to yield Cr3 plus. Now, this Cr starts off with a 0, and notice that we're going from 0 to 3 plus. To do that, we lose electrons and oxidize. So how many electrons are we going to lose? We're going to lose a total of 3 electrons. All right, so let's go ahead and put those 3 electrons out. All right, so that looks good. Now, let's look at our second half reaction, which is going to be H5IO6, right, is going to yield IO3 minus. Okay, now let's look at what's going on here. So you know that hydrogen's a +1 charge, so it gives me a +5 overall. And we know that oxygen's a -2 charge, so it's going to give us a -12. So I would have to be +7 to balance out that -12. Over here, we know that oxygen's a -2, so it gives us a -6. And now that means that this I to be a -1, see that -1 charge right there? For I to be -1, it would have to be a +5. All right, so that looks pretty good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rid of some of this excess stuff here and kind of clean things up a bit so it'll be a little bit easier for us to see what's going on. Okay, so we're going to clean up this right here. And we're going to clean up this right here also. And this and this. So we're going to go from a +7 to a +5 is what's going to happen, right? All right, so let's do that. We go from a +7. You're going to gain electrons and reduce. And how many electrons are we gaining? 2 electrons. We have to gain 2 electrons. So we're going to put a +2 out here. Pretty darn snarly. All right, so now we need to clean all this up, right? So let's make this CRO yields Cr3 plus 3 electrons. Okay, and we're going to make this one down here H5IO6 yields IO3 minus. And we're going to put a +2 electron here. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to clean all this up, because the best way to do this, after you get something solved, you want to clean it up, right? Just don't want to leave it up there. If you leave it messy, it's kind of hard to see things, and it's hard to get things signed done. So let's go ahead and let's look at what we got here. All right, now we've got a total of 5 hydrogens on this side, so we need to put and we got 3 oxygens on this side, so we got 6 oxygens, 3 oxygens. So we're going to have to put a minimum of 3 oxygens over here. So we're going to go 3H2O. Okay. Now that's going to give us a total of 6 oxygens, and we're going to have to put a hydrogen to balance that out. See that? So we have to put a hydrogen over there. So now let's look at our electrons. We got 2 here. We've got 3 there. So what we got to do is we got to multiply all this by 2 and all this by 3 because we want to get 6 electrons, right? So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go 2 times CR, 2 times CR, and 2 times 3. And that's going to give us 2CR yields 2CR3 plus 6 electrons. See how easy that looks? Now let's go ahead and clean that up here. So let's get this mess all cleaned up. All right? Things are looking pretty good. Now, on the other hand, we're going to multiply everything by 3. See? That's going to be multiplied by 3. That's going to be multiplied by 3. That's going to be multiplied by 3. And that's going to be multiplied by 3. So that's going to give me 3H plus 6 electrons plus 3H5IO6 yields 3IO3 minus plus 9H2O. All right, now we just got to clean up a little bit more, and then we'll be able to solve our problem. Pretty cool. You just take your time. Now let's look at this here, guys. Let's look at what's going on here. All right, we have 6 electrons on the left side, so we're going to get rid of that 6 and get rid of that 6. Okay, so now all we have to do now is combine everything together. We have to combine these 2 equations, right? So let's go ahead and combine the 2 equations together. And what we're going to get 3H plus 3H5IO6 plus 2CR. So far, so good. All right. Then we're going to get 3IO3 minus plus 2CR3 plus 9H2O. And that's it. That's our final equation. I hope you liked this video. If you like this video, give us a like and consider subscribing. And we'll see you back here at Musin Chemistry!